Let's go to the Warriors, Coach 116, the platform. Andrew, thanks so much for joining us. Mate, first and foremost, have you had a little holiday? Have you had a little break? And when do you start work again?
Oh, mate, yeah, definitely had a break. Really enjoyed it. Got away with the family. Switched off from footy, but then now straight back into it. We've been back, us as coaches, for over a week now. The players get back into it on Wednesday, and yeah, mate, we're all systems go. I think they come back in sort of dribs or drabs with the rules from the Players Association that the players have got in place. So they'll be coming back between now and Christmas. So it's pretty exciting.
Where is your roster at? A couple of questions here. Is it where you want it to be? And I know that you've still got, 2 or 3 spots to fill in the 30-man roster.
Recruitment, firstly, always happy with our squad. Always got faith in the people there, but recruitment, part of the business, is always going to be ongoing. Really happy with that. We've got a philosophy here: we don't recruit players unless we absolutely think they're going to add value to our club. We don't sign people because we've got spots and we start getting nervous. We'd rather be light on for numbers than panic buy. So we did that really well last year. We've got a couple of spots, but if that didn't happen, we're more than happy with our squad.
What are you thinking of if you do fill those spots? Specifically, what positions you're looking at?
I think it's pretty obvious. We've lost 2 back rowers, so it's going to be a forward of some description, I'd say, and that would probably do us. We're not looking. We're very happy with the amount of outside backs we've got. We're very happy with our forwards too, but we can add a little bit of depth there.
Going back to last year, I've got a couple of more questions about that. I'll get onto it in a sec. But going back to last year, you've had a bit of time to think about it now with some time off. What are your personal biggest takeaways from the season and from your own season?
I think you got to ask yourselves, and as coaches, if we went away again like we did last year, this time last year, and we had like a 2-day camp, and we asked ourselves, why were we successful? What were the biggest reasons? And the biggest thing came back was buy-in from the players, the enjoyment of coming to work every day, the fact that the players took pride in their performance and they actually took ownership and coming to us with what their improvements and what their strengths were each week on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. And we met them halfway. So I feel like that was like a real recipe or a real formula for success. And then at the end of the day, we didn't win the comp, so we didn't achieve what we wanted to achieve. So we felt like, we've still got to continue to get better at building pressure, putting the team, in situations they don't want to be for longer periods. So, and there's lots to work on around that. So many things.
Look, it's fascinating to hear you say that, because I know that, you're aware of all the outside noise, and everyone else looking outside in is going, wow, what a fantastic year for Webby. It couldn't possibly get any better than that. It must have been a dream year for you, but obviously, clearly, you don't actually look at it quite like that.
No, I think you're always proud, you're always proud of basically just where the Warriors are, where the whole country is with rugby league at the moment, and just how much everyone enjoyed it inside our building and externally. So I'm super proud of that. My biggest thing's always got to be celebrate your victories. As soon as you celebrate them, you then got to move on to the next challenge. And during the season, that's another game. In the off season, that's another training session. And then this time of year, it's we've got to look at where we were and why did we not achieve exactly what we wanted to achieve, and that was to win the comp. So I do look at it probably a bit different to everyone else. But the outside noise is not something I'm scared of. I'm actually glad that everyone's proud of the Warriors and their team. But for us, we've got to get better. Have to.
So you don't consider that you and the team overachieved last season?
No, well, I never thought that. Someone asked me, would you have taken top 4? Would you have taken grand final qualifier before the season started? I'd probably be an idiot to say no, but the sick feeling that I had after that game and watching the grand final wasn't a nice feeling for me. Didn't enjoy it at all, and probably just doesn't make me hungrier because I felt like we were chasing that anyway. But it's put things in perspective for me that want to be anywhere but there on grand final day. But the reason why I don't think we overachieved is because we wanted to win every game possible. That was a simple KPI for us, like a simple measurement, and we won 17 games. Oh yeah, we didn't get the one we wanted.
Andrew Webster with us on the platform here. What does it take then to win that final game and get into the grand final? What do you think that the squad needs, that the team needs?
I think what we've got to do, what we currently do really well, we've got to do it even better. I don't think we need to throw away everything that we've done so great. I think what we're good at, we've got to do it even better, and we've got to be able to do it at a better speed and under more pressure. That's as simple as that. And then I feel like we've got to add 2 or 3 things, a little bit extra detail, just because the NRL moves fast. If you just think what you've done this year is going to get it done next year, it won't. So pretty simple formula for us is do what we do better and under more pressure and at faster speed, and then we'll add some details to take us to the next level.
What is the bare minimum for you then for this upcoming season, achievement-wise?
I don't know, just exactly the same. Like, win as many games as we can, put ourselves in a good situation, and then, like every single team in the competition, our goal is to win the competition. Like, just because we had success this year hasn't raised the bar. The only thing that raises the bar is it's clear for us what we need to do to get our goal, and we do need to raise the bar in the way we train and why we do it. But the expectation doesn't get me off course. It doesn't people saying this, so we better do that. Every single NRL team's dream is to win the competition. If they believe it in themselves, I don't know. You'd have to ask them, but we do believe we can do it. But we can't have one eye on the grand final. We've got a lot of respect and a lot of respect for all the other NRL teams. We've got to worry about turning up, having won a great preseason, and giving ourselves every opportunity to compete this year.
Do you worry about, or are you concerned about second album syndrome? And I know, I mean, everyone has a great first album debut, and then, and then maybe flew under the radar a little bit last year, but not for long, obviously. But all the teams are now going to be very wary. How much of that is in your mind?
Yeah, no, it's not. But it could happen. And, it could happen if we show complacency, if we're not hungry, if we think we're better than we are, if we don't want to improve, if we're not ambitious. And it could also happen if we're too focused on the end result. Instead of what's happening actually today and staying where we need to be. And, so it could happen, but I'm confident that in our group that we're actually very ambitious and we want more. So the second syndrome, I understand it could happen, but it won't be happening to us.
Do you talk to anyone else or anyone outside and talk about things like if it starts going wrong, how do you cope with that? I mean, you seem so level-headed and so balanced about it, but do you prepare in case something like that happens? And if so, how do you prepare for something like that?
Oh, I've got assistant coaches that have been head coaches at other clubs, other competitions. I've got a really strong relationship with previous people I've worked with. And also got a relationship with coaches that have coached in other codes. So there's plenty of people I can draw on. I think that the coaches here last year, I don't know why or what it was, but everyone probably forgets that we actually went through a losing period there. I think we won 1 out of 5 games. We lost 3 in a row, I know that.
Yep.
We came home. We played Redcliffe here, and for some reason, the fans are still proud of the way we're playing because we sold it out against Redcliffe. And then we went on a winning streak. And I just felt during that period I was really relaxed, I was really happy, great advice, and good people around me. I don't feel like I'm going to... The reason why I wanted to be a head coach is for those situations. And I feel like I feel comfortable, but I don't know everything and I'm not perfect, but I've got a good support network around me.
Any changes at all to the backroom staff or any new additions coming?
Yeah, so Justin Morgan, he left.
Obviously, he's gone.
North Queensland. Slade Griffin deserves a promotion, so he's going to be our forwards coach this year. And we've hired David Tangatatawa, who is a very experienced coach in the NRL for a long period of time. He's come from the Canterbury Bulldogs. He's going to be our reserve grade coach and do what Slade did last year. So there's going to be a lot of continuity. I've worked with Dave before, so he's going to be perfect for these guys. He's got international experience working with Tonga as well. So we've got a great coaching staff again.
Andrew Webster is with us on the platform. This is a curly one, and I don't know how to ask this. I'm just going to blurt it out. But look, as a frustrated fan, what pathways can you put in place or can you prepare so that in terms of being able to create our own talent, bring our own talent through, so that we can avoid this continuing compassionate leave clause things happening where players, and I don't know whether it's real or not, but it seems frustrating as a fan that players can pull this out, that they sign a contract and aren't committed. You've signed a contract, an extended contract, your family's here, you're committed to the club and playing for New Zealand. So just a couple of things about that. How do you feel about that? And also, what can we do to ensure that in the future, I suppose, just like Penrith, that you're getting the players from within New Zealand and that they are committed to staying and playing?
Yeah, so, well, I don't think there's been a Warriors team, a Warriors club, that's the wrong word. I'll put it this way. Where we're at right now with the Warriors, our front office is more invested in our junior pathways than the whole club's history. So for the first time, we've got a Harold Matthews and SG Ball, which for those who don't know is an under-17s and under-19s team. We're putting the Jersey Flag team, which is under-21s, and we've got a New South Wales Cup side, and we've got an NRL. So we've got 5 teams, which is a huge investment. Our owner, Mark Robinson, wants to do it. Our CEO, Cameron George, is ambitious, and our head of pathways, Andrew McFadden, feel like it's important we do that so that we can grow our home talent. We've got a list of guys who will play more NRL this year that are homegrown, and we're going to give them that opportunity to play. So around the compassionate leave, it is what it is. It's someone's going through something that is of really something that's not enjoyable or very harsh on their family environment, because I think obviously families come first. And I don't think you can ignore that. I think you're only going to have players who will have regret, so probably not looking after their family. And secondly, I think you'll only have players that will resent you and won't want to play for you. So at the end of the day, if we have any shortfalls in our program, we're always going to recruit externally. But the end goal is to have as many New Zealand players playing here at the Warriors as possible. And that's our absolute dream, and it's my dream, even though I'm not from here. I want that more than anything. But we're always going to need the balance of Australian players or English players if there's any holes in our program.
Do you expect to have Addin past next season? And what do you think about the reports that St. George have made an offer?
I don't mind if any team's made an offer, because I can understand. I would if I was them. You know what I mean? He's a great player, a great person. Addin doesn't want to leave our club because he hates it. He's not enjoying himself. He doesn't think he's learning, doesn't think he's part of a winning culture. That's the complete opposite. And I actually know that for a fact. And the reasons are personal, and I won't go into them. But if teams are making him offers, then they're smart. They're not dumb, and I don't blame them. But if Addin turns around and the situation changes at the end of the year and he wants to stay, that'd be great. So, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
I want to talk specifically about a couple of players here. You mentioned the young guys, Zion Mau'u, and I hope I pronounced that right. Are we going to see this big block-busting, bullocking runner get some game time this year?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think it's the plan. Zion's an impact player. So he's very aggressive. He runs hard. He had a great season. He played every game in New South Wales Cup. I could imagine he's going to play lots of footy. We've got lots of kids. We've got Jacob Laban, a young guy, Lecker, who's outstanding. He's only 17 years old. Young Ali debuted this year. He's outstanding. Young Tame Tulkiki, he did a great job at fullback. He's only young, and He's from down near Hamilton. He's homegrown, even though he left and obviously now come back. And I think we all thought how well Dimitri handled himself in first grade, but unfortunately he did his ACL and he'll be back not until probably about around April, around May, so he'll miss the start of the season. But yeah, I think heaps of promising talent coming through next year.
Andrew Webster is with us on the platform. Can Tohu's knees and his body handle another full season?
Yeah, I'm confident it can.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, but no, I think it definitely can.
I love that guy. Love that guy.
He's a very tough man. Very tough man. Yeah.
6 and 7, ideally, who is your combination this year? Are you looking at it right now thinking, if I could start these guys and keep them, who would it be?
Well, one guy is the best, played the best, he was the best 7 in the comp this season, was Sean. So he's got that spot unless he turns up and starts not trying to training. And
yeah, he turns fat over summer or something, yeah.
Yeah, which everyone who knows Sean knows that's not going to happen.
No.
So unless he turns up with a not so competitive attitude, then or a complacent attitude, it'll be Sean, and then the rest of the boys will be fighting it out for the number 6 spot. At the end of the day, we just want our best players in the team. So they all know that they've got a good fight on their hands, and it's a good headache to have, and it's going to create lots of competition. So having depth there for the whole season is not a problem. I mean, it's only an advantage. And I think everyone sees round 1 as like the Olympics. They always have. Like, it comes around every 4 years. It comes around every year. And the difference is there's 26 rounds after it. So we don't have to know exactly who our 6 is for round 1, because it doesn't necessarily mean they'll be there all year.
A couple more questions. I'll let you go, and thank you so much for giving us so much time. The extra space in the salary cap, which has been talked about for rugby players, are there any that you're looking at that you think, heck, if I could, I would?
I don't actually know that. Is that so that we can attract rugby players and get a concession?
Yeah, that's what the news out of Sydney. Yeah, that I mean, look, there seems to be another league versus rugby war going on over there, where they're trying to poach players. It's been going on forever, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. I mean, look, I don't think we can get complacent with rugby taking our players, particularly probably in the Australian competition. If anything, mate, we're in a really good place with our game. Australian Rugby Union don't hold a candle to the NRL competition right now. Obviously, New Zealand is a big culture of rugby union. I feel like the league's made some inroads. We can coexist here. I don't feel like we need those rules in place at all. I really don't. If anything, I think I've had lots of rugby union players want to come to league. So, yeah.
Any names?
No. Roger Tuivasa.
Yeah,
Roger,
of course. Yeah,
Roger.
Roger.
Roger?
Yeah, look, I've heard of that guy.
There you go.
Him being back in the environment, back in the team, back in the squad, I mean, that just must be such a buzz for everyone at the club.
Yeah, it's a huge buzz. Like, Roger's professionalism, the way he competes, how good he is a player, it's unbelievable for us. He's just going to add more depth. He's going to add a new dimension to the way we play. Our roster's only got better because of guys like Roger.
2 more quick questions then. 4 games out of the first 6 at home, playing in Christchurch as well. Anzac Test at home as well. How pleased are you about that?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's good. We're always going to take games to other parts of New Zealand, which is good. I thought we made big inroads this year, that the whole country is behind us, which everywhere I go, they stop me and talk about, which I'm really proud of. So the Christchurch bit's good. I feel Anzac Day at home, I think we deserve it. Our fans deserve it. I think at the end of the day, it is Anzac stands for Australia and New Zealand, so we should have the right to host the Anzac game. So really proud of that, and proud that our fans get to experience it.
There was a recent poll out of SEN Radio in Australia. They ranked all the NRL coaches. You were ranked number 7. Never say never, but have you been approached? Have you been sounded out with the success this year by any other clubs?
Mate, I didn't let it get to that point. So
okay.
I never wanted to leave, mate. So no one
Great to
approached
hear.
me. I didn't give him a chance. So no. leave it at that.
Finally, then, just for all the fans, I mean, it must be such a delight the way that you've seen that support organically grow as well, and people just taking it upon themselves to goof off and just love it and just enjoy it. I mean, it's just. I mean, that's the best thing about sport, isn't it? I know winning's the best thing about sport, but also just the sheer enjoyment that people got from you and the team this year.
Oh, winning makes enjoyment, but the main reason is enjoyment for sport. That's why everyone does it. And yeah, I think the Up the Wires movement, I just think everyone was proud of the way we played, like how resilient and tough we were.
Yeah.
And I think then the results for the bonus bit, and of course everyone loves winning, and that's what we're here to do. But yeah, the whole movement and how exciting it was, and rugby league in New Zealand, even like obviously our expats, and even like the rest of the NRL, I reckon every single person has a second favourite side, and I reckon if you are an Australian right now, your second favourite side's the Warriors. So that's pretty cool too. So we're making inroads everywhere.
I'll just leave you with this. For me, the proudest thing of all season, defence, we never conceded 40 points, mate. That, to me, was just the biggest bonus ever.
Yeah, no, you can't obviously win, and you got to, your identity wants to be something that's resilient, and I was really proud of that. I felt like we fell short, obviously, in the last game, but we've got to be proud of where we were. We're the third best defensive team all season. That's amazing. Really proud of that.
Look, you've given us over 20 minutes, so we're taking way too much of your time. I thank you so very much for this, mate. I know that you're very busy. Appreciate you a lot, Andrew. Thank you.
No, pleasure. And thank you again for all the support.